second. Hi everyone, it's Thursday. Look who I have with me today. I have Newton, and he has his koala bear. We were looking for his lamb, but he couldn't find it, and wonder why we were looking for his lamb. Does anybody have an idea why I would want the lamb for art today with Newton? I'm going to put him down. He can go over to his bed. Okay, you can go play in your bed. Take your koala here. And I could talk to you guys. So, how's everybody today? It's Thursday. Okay, so you know how we've named Smart Start? We have Van Gogh Monday, Science Tuesday, Women Crush Wednesday. Oh my gosh, I can't get a name for Thursday. Threatening Thursday, Thinking Thursday. I need somebody to come up with a name for me. So, the Thursdays are going to be, oh, wait a minute, maybe Theory Thursday. But I don't want to have to stick to classic art history theory. I want to be able to expand it a little bit. But anyway, think about a name and tell me what, and just tell me what you think. So it is Smart Start for Thursday, and we're starting our day with a piece of art, and I'm excited because I am going to give you a little bit of theory today. Okay, we are going to look at, let me do a two-shot here. Okay. This is the Ebo Gospels. And let me give you, it's a Carolingian illuminated gospel book. And we're talking about 800 to 1200 BC. And what I love about this, it's actually 816 to 835. And, oh no, I'm sorry, let me go 840 to 841. Obviously, it doesn't matter. We know the period of time. But it's Carolingian, and it's during the medieval period. But this is what I want us to look at today. We're going to look at the four Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John. And we're going to look at the way their images are depicted. Now, I find this absolutely amazing. The level of energy here, the cartoonish quality, and the way that the disciples are rendered in such an early period in art history, in 800. And I think that this speaks to the notion that art history is not linear. Although I learned it as in a linear way, because that's the way it's taught through slides and periods of history. But that's starting to change. But it's anything but linear, even if you learned it in a linear way. Let's take a look, okay? Okay, so here we have, let's see which ones we have. We have Mark and we have Luke. And again, look at the way they're rendered. It's almost as if I could see pop art in here. Lichtenstein, a little bit of Warhol, some pop art influences in here. Let's take another shot. And look at what we have. So we have John and Matthew, right? And you have these swirling backgrounds almost as if there's a surreal aspect to it. But again, what it speaks to me is this cartoonish quality. Now I want to show you a juxtaposition, okay? Look at this. This is how Matthew, on the right, is rendered more often than not. And then we have Matthew on the left from the Ebo Gospels, the Carolingian piece. But this Matthew on the right is also from the Carolingian period. And there's this sense of seriousness about it, that he's a man of substance, of scholarly, he's got the halo, so he's a holy man. And yet in our Ebo Gospels, look at our Matthew. He's just like this worried soul who's studying a bit or trying to figure things out. And I really, really love the way how they're rendered there. I had another one for you, but let me see if I can find it. I may not have it. Okay, So what I wanted to show you also, and I may not have it because I work too quickly, is I don't have it. So I want to go back to our two-shot. Okay. So what is interesting to note, I think, and for kind of Theory Thursday or whatever we want to call Thursday, is when you think of imagery or when you look at imagery, it is so important to know what you're looking at. So for centuries, the disciples have been depicted in a way that we feel their gravitas. It has been commissioned and told to us that the Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, they're men of gravitas, they're soulful, they're these incredibly beautiful people who are followers of Christ. We see that in the imagery. But what I find so amazing is in these Igbo Gospels, that this imagery that feels so even modern by today's standards, I'm going to go to this shot, creates a much more vulnerable, kind, gentle, sweet, almost childlike quality. And it was so early on. Again, it was 800. And I really love this. And these pieces have inspired modern artists. And it's almost as if it's a one-off in art history, that you find this work so early on. And then it's so exciting to find it. So I want us to think about today the images that we look at, and really think about how we look at our images, what we see in them. Do we immediately buy what is being sold to us? That the way a particular artist, or even an advertisement you see on a subway or wherever, or a magazine, do we look beyond the two-dimensional image or three-dimensional, whatever it may be, and think about why the image is telling us a certain? Do we analyze the images enough to think about to really go into depth a little bit more? What are we being sold? Why are we being told this information? Who is it serving? I think the biggest question is why. And so with these images from the Igbo Gospel, which I've always been just so taken by, and I go back to it all the time, at a time where the Crusades are beginning, and this notion of conversion and becoming Catholic or religion, the religious wars, these disciples in this particular gospel book are rendered in such a childlike, energetic, vulnerable, and sweet way. And I think it begs the question, why? So that's Smart Start for today. I'll see you later with Smart Chat with Dion, and we're going to look at some really fun stuff with him. So have a great day, everybody, and look forward to seeing you later. Bye.